Hello there. This tutorial includes 8 sword attacks. Everything on the white platform is part of the Masamune Set, majority being particles or damage. Because this is part of an ongoing project, I'll let y'all know about any kind of setups that I have or anything requiring delay. I'll go more in depth about the actual project another time. Again, because this is all for a project, feel free to edit any of the commands as you like. As you'll see later, other parts of this kit will have to be made in a different video. You'll deal more damage depending on the spacing. Every hit has the chance to swing out a slash projectile. It's possible to infinitely chain these. Basic large AoE. Before getting into anything else, we have to set up around 4 scoreboards. Because other kids use these scoreboards too, you won't have to place these again, which is nice. This is everything for the basic katana. This detects when you get the sword. Every time you get the sword, you'll be tagged so that you can attack. The majority of the text is just things I don't want to be damaged. If you don't really mind those things, then you go ahead and just remove those. The next 4 are just copy and paste with Z going forward by 1. I also can't remember why I put thorns damage. Maybe I thought it sounded cool a while back. I might change that later. The custom status. I'm gonna have a separate video on this. This command shares attributes with the Zanshin attack, so I won't fully do anything too much until we make that. Although the boat seems named, we do have to still tag it. I do think that's necessary. Here we are tagging the tagged boats so that they won't be receiving any additional tags. Every time you hold up the sword, you will be summoning in a bat. Now we're making the bats follow the direction you're looking. Tagging all of them now so that we won't have to be repeating the same commands over and over. This isn't necessary if you don't want it. And when you unhand the sword, the bats will disappear. Randomizer I have here isn't actually true randomness, it's more of a set instance that can be tightly performed. You can now give despair and kebab what you like. Now we move on to the sweep attack. And yeah, most of this is really just particles. Pretty much using the same kind of tag system. Also, sweep is spelled incorrectly in the commands, but I guess I just preferred it that way for some reason. The way that I have the slash projectiles command set up is kinda odd, honestly. I have it where you first summon them in, and a little later it's where all the damage is, and movements for their commands, along with the particles are. I do have that listed with signs, and I will also say so in the video for what's what. For the rest of these, you will need to have the stance scoreboard already made. If you're making it the same way as I have it for the OPK project, be sure to add for this one the not equals disarm. This command isn't necessary for the attack to work, I just have it here. That's everything for summoning the Gust. Now we're gonna summon into Zanshin attack. Alright, now we're summoning in that longer slice. This is an assortment of commands for each of them. Now that we finished summoning them in, we're making the attack portion of the attack. This is the command that pushes things away. Projectile priority. So far this is just a concept. And lastly, the particles in sound. Moving on to Zanshin. After it hits, it disappears. And again with a priority. And this one makes it disappear based on the other command. Now for the large slice stuff. Everything following this is just damage except for one. This one is another custom status. I'll have another video for that one too. For the particles, we're doing them top to bottom. This one does continue more into the ground. We do have another scoreboard for the last two. We're starting with Fervent Blow. Immobilities like a disarm. scoreboard we made is just to make it stop. And the last one, Octoslash, pretty much uses the same commands. After Octoslash, that is it. We're done with the Masamune. This little section is just making the pets a little more quiet. Hope this is something that you'll find to enjoy and that you'll be able to mess around with. Let me know if you'd also like an alternate version of this tutorial, like without any of the OPK stuff. And maybe I'll also make a tutorial on a more simple katana. I don't know. Mostly just depends on what I feel like feeding you nerds.